Cross country for me, it's like whatever is in your way, hills, sticks, rocks, mud, whoever finishes first wins. And I like that aspect of it, you know? It's a real grind.
Sahil Raj, welcome to the Handoff. You've been a longtime family friend of 6 years.
Thanks for having me.
As the photographer watching you guys progress, I've always thought of you as the bow of the ship. You were the first one where MHS started to really accomplish things and get put on the map.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was the first one, but definitely more have followed. So I'm glad to have started something with Johannes and the rest of the guys that we won CCS with. And it's something to look forward to, an MHS distance running culture that I'm proud to have been a part of.
The culture that you helped set up is still alive and well. We've got Arnov. Arnov is doing incredible things. We have a bunch of runners. You were the first to go to cross country as an individual, correct? As a junior?
Yeah, junior year.
You were also on the team as a senior when the whole team went to cross country to the state level, correct?
Correct. Yes, that's right.
You attend University of San Francisco, and you're on their running team, right?
Yes, I run both cross country and track. In cross country, it's mostly 8Ks, but then once you get to regionals, it's 10K. And then track, I mostly run the 5K. I'll sprinkle in a couple of 15s, but I really don't like doing the 15s. For the 5K is definitely more my speed. I didn't run track this past year. I redshirted, so I have a 5th year eligibility, but I'm looking forward to running cross this next year. I redshirted because I've been dealing with the nagging injury, so I thought it best to just take the year and then go back strong in cross. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm building up very slowly, but I'm building up to run a strong season in this upcoming cross season.
What kind of injury?
It's the same one since high school. It keeps popping up, but we've done numerous amount of things, and I think I've built a routine now that will serve me well going forward. I've learned a lot about my body. I learned a lot about what it can handle. The biggest transition, to be honest, going into college was the volume. The volume is so much more than in high school, so adjusting to that was a little bit tough for me, but I think now, 2 years in, I have experience. I have racing experience, and then I have training experience. So I think now more than ever, I'm ready to run at the collegiate level, at the level that I want to run at, if that makes sense.
I don't remember what the injury was in high school.
It was a stress fracture in my tibia that kept me out for a large portion of my junior track season and senior cross season in high school.
Well, I'm glad you're dealing with it, and I wish you luck, conquering that.
Yeah.
What's your major?
I'm majoring in psychology. And I'm going to do a minor in business, and I'm planning to get my master's in psychology. Maybe not at USF, but definitely somewhere else. But school is not going to stop after undergrad. So.
Wow. What do you intend to do with that? Because psychology is a funny major. Like, you could even be a policeman.
Yeah, there's a lot of fields, but I want to work with children that are dealing with stuff. My aunt works in the courthouse with families that are going through divorce, and she works with the kids. So I'm not saying I want to do like exactly that, but I do want to work with children. And with my mom being a elementary school teacher, I've always been in the classroom. I've always been around kids that are younger than me, and I've always felt that I've always felt comfortable teaching them or having lengthy conversations with them. So I think it just is my own way of doing what she does, if that makes sense. Sure. And I find psychology really, really interesting. I originally entered as a biology major, and I hated it. There's a lot of science, but not the science that interested me. So I think I found something here in psychology. And the minor in business is so that I can, lend my services privately and hopefully, have my own service that I can provide, whether it's therapy or even, psychiatric help.
I've always thought psychology was really interesting, especially in the area of perception. Like, have you done that trick where you draw a circle and then you put an X in the circle, and then you can move the circle around in such a way that the place where your optic nerve is in the same place as the X, and it fills it in with circle?
Yeah, we did that in Gen Psych. That was one of the first things that we did, actually.
Yeah, it makes you realize it's like what's coming in through your eyeballs is heavily processed.
It's definitely a subject that I'm glad I switched into, because I don't think I would have enjoyed bio as much as I'm enjoying psychology right now.
I think you should reach out to Alex. Alex is also really enjoying working with children. This is his second summer job. Are you aware of it?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he's got another job as a counselor. He had a job last year at Lake Tahoe as some kind of a counselor, and now he's working again with children, and they just love him.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that with Alex as well. He's very down to earth and grounded, so he's definitely someone that he's very approachable.
You have a warm personality. I've come to know that over the years. You definitely are a very nice, caring individual.
Thank you.
How many more years do you have to go?
Well, undergrad, I could graduate 3, but I'm going to take the 4 years and get a minor in business. And then I don't want to be in California for my graduate school. So I'm looking to go somewhere else. Where that is, I have no idea yet. I do want to go somewhere out of the state and explore, out of my comfort zone. I've been in California my whole life. So it'd be nice to explore a little bit of the country, like the East Coast. So we'll see where that takes me. But hopefully 4 more years is the goal. After starting junior year, I'll have 2 more years of undergrad and then 2 more years of postgrad.
Oregon is nice too, but that's just us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oregon is like California, but it's a little more like you do you. Really, it's not. Yeah. It just feels less, and it's a lot wetter.
I've had one of my teammates, who's now a very good friend of mine. He transferred from Portland, so he tells us all the stories. Especially since I'm a photographer, he explains how beautiful it is over there. And one day I'll have to make the trip up, but I'll have to take his word for it for now.
So let's talk about your last cross country season. How far do you typically run a course in college?
Course is 8K, so that's a little like a smidge under 5 miles. It's like 4.97, 4.98. I didn't have the best cross country season. My freshman year was a little bit better, just because I've been like the tibia injury resurfaced during the cross season, and it kind of bled into track, so that's why I didn't run track. Kind of managing it instead of taking care of it, and I didn't have the best season. I still got a race conference. You were there. And it was still a good experience to race those big races, but I'm definitely looking forward to run a lot faster. I know what I ran was not even close to where I should be, so just taking the last cross season as like a learning experience and building from it. I recently had dinner with Coach Johannes.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, every year we go to this one place and we just catch up. So it was really nice to reflect on the last season and get his input, and having that reassurance from him was really nice. Because to be honest, in college the coaches are all business. There's no really relationship. It's like, you're here to run and this is what I got for you, and that's pretty much it. It's in complete contrast to high school. High school, I'm sure you know more than anyone, like Johannes is one of the best people on the planet. So it was really easy to build that relationship with him from like day one. I think that's what I missed a little bit, that re-encouragement that it's going to be okay. So having that conversation with him and him saying it's only your second year and you still got a long way to go, so make it count, is what I'm taking into this next season. So, and to answer your question, this cross season was a little bit rough. I dropped out of my first race ever, but again, it was just what I'm taking it as a learning experience, and I'm going to build from it. And this season's going to be that much better. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get to work and rip.
So University of San Francisco hosts 8Ks then when other schools come to compete, right? Mm-hmm. What's the course like?
There's a USF invite that we have every year. It's usually like the rest buster for a lot of the schools in our area, like UC Santa Cruz and even Sac State, Berkeley, Stanford. They all come just as like a rest buster. Our course isn't that rigorous. I mean, I've raced in Minnesota for USF, and that course was rough. Yeah. Let me tell you, that was, I think, my welcome to college moment. Like in an 8K race, I went out and my first mile, I checked the clock, it was 4:56. And I looked back and no one's behind me. That's when I knew there were levels to college running, college distance running. And that course compared to our USF course is like, it's almost like a baby. It's pretty flat. We have a dirt track that we train on. It's really just 4 laps, 4 2K laps. There's a little bit of hills, but I mean, when you run as much as we do, they're just bumps at the end of the day when you're on race day. It's really just 4 2K laps, and it's really pretty. I got to say, the Golden Gate Park is a great place to train.
Oh, I'm sure it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And you answered, I was going to ask you how hilly it was, but you got to that.
We get a couple hundred feet, maybe, of elevation, but it's nothing too crazy. People run pretty fast on that course, so it's a good way, I think, to start off the year and break off some rust and get a race under your legs.
You have cross country right around the corner, right?
Yep.
And you say you're training for it. What's your weekly mile count?
Right now, it's not that high. I just started running from being off about 2 or 3 months. I was just biking and weightlifting, so I'm getting a little bit of weight here. So I'm trying to lose it. It's only 30 miles right now, but by the time I get back end of July, it'll be around 65, 70. So I'm building slowly. It'll be just base miles till end of July. I haven't even worked out yet. It's just, getting my legs ready for that volume, like I mentioned before, because it's a lot different than high school. At least that's something I've noticed is the volume is much more in college, which honestly, it's nice because the more you run, the faster you can get. So
yeah, but you got to stay away from those injuries, man. You're a family friend. It's like we're always worried about you pushing a little too hard.
Yeah, that's something that I've learned, though. I think these past 2 years, if anything, have taught me a lot. I think I've matured in the way that I know my body's limit now, which is why I stopped and didn't run track. Otherwise, my high school me would have ran through it. It's cool to see my progression as like mentally knowing when I have to stop and when I can keep going. These past 2 seasons have definitely tested me. Nothing can really keep me down, so I'm just excited to get back to doing what I do.
When you were starting to be ambitious in high school, I would stand next to the coaches from Palo Alto, and they had no idea who I was. And I overheard them as you went by say, "Since when are the MHS or Milpitas kids so damn fast?" It was really satisfying. You said you were working at a summer program. Can you describe what you're doing?
As an office assistant, I don't, the job isn't really like pressure at all. If I need to go grab a kid from a class to do a test, I do that. If I'm usually just doing what the site principal tells me to do. I'm doing emails, I'm working on spreadsheets, updating data, who's here, who's not, printing.
What does the organization do?
But we help kids who want to do better in math or kids who want to, excel in math. It's a summer program that really helps students from low-income families as well as, people who want to like advance a grade. It has a large variety of students. And honestly, one of the things that I like doing the most with my other office PA is every week we have a student of the week, someone that is demonstrating not only the excellence in math, but is also a great classmate, is polite, is not only the greatest student in math, but someone who wants to be there, which is hard because in the summer, who wants to be doing math, right? It's like the last thing you want to do for 7 hours a day. It's nice to, especially with these underprivileged kids who don't always get the spotlight of a student of the week, to see their reactions when they get an award. It makes the day that much better, knowing that they can go home and show their parents that like, hey, like I'm doing this. It's really rewarding, and I think that's the best part of my job, doing student of the week. I mean, a lot of it's just data entry and making sure that the site phone is answered and small tasks. But that task of doing student of the week is, I think, what I enjoy the most, just simply because of the reactions I get from the kids, and it's just really nice to see.
You're a cog in the machine, making the whole machine work, and it's admirable what the machine does. So
yeah, it's a really nice program. My mom hooked me and my brother up with this job, so we all go to work together. We're all on the same campus.
That's cool.
There's like 3 campuses every year. Last year we were at Stanford. This year we're at Evergreen Valley College. So she teaches, and my brother helps going to Berkeley for applied math. So he loves math, and I get to do what I do. So it's a really nice way to spend the summer, especially since it's almost a whole year apart from my family. I get to spend like it's back in high school. We get to go to school together and just spend some time together that we didn't have during the school year.
That's really cool. I always want to pull my hair out when kids say, especially in regards to algebra, why do I need to learn this? What is this good for? And it's like every time you double a recipe, you're using algebra. Every time you compute your miles per gallon, you're using algebra. I mean, algebra is all over the place. We just don't understand we're using it. Let's talk about track. Although I was hoping that you had a previous season where you had run track, but you intend to run track this coming season, yes?
Yes, this is my junior year, and I'm looking to focus on the 5K. I definitely don't want to run any 15 miles. That's not my distance. I figured out very quickly. Even in high school, I didn't like the mile. The longer, the better. So the 5K is definitely a different beast on the track than on the road. It's just mentally much tougher, which I enjoy. I invite the pain sometimes, so it's nice. Yeah, I think I've always leaned towards distance. Cross country was always more of a favorite of mine than track, just because I don't know, this is going to be probably controversial, but it feels like more of a race. Cross country does. Track is very tactical, but cross country for me, it's like whatever is in your way, hills, sticks, rocks, mud, whoever finishes first wins. And I like that aspect of it. It's a real grind. So is track. Track's very tactical. It's mentally challenging, but cross country is definitely more my way.
So you're a photographer?
I am. Freelance.
What kind of gear?
So I'm looking to buy a new camera base. I have a DSLR right now, and I'm looking to get the Canon R6 Mark II.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
I've been saving up. I've been doing some graduation gigs, and I've been saving up money, and I think I'm going to buy it here soon. I'm waiting for some 4th of July sales, hopefully, but I'm going to get it before I go to college or back to junior year. I have a bunch of lenses that are for my DSLR, so I'm probably going to either sell it or get an adapter for my mirrorless. I also have a drone.
Okay.
Yeah. I got the DJI Mini 3. It's something that I got this past semester, and it's really, really nice. I use it all the time in the city where I'm supposed to. There's some areas where you can't. It's like illegal or whatever. It's a really nice tool to have. I'm not taking photos. I have my drone with me.
I saw your website, and at least 2 of those 3 pictures that you have all over. You got one of a road, one of the beach, like from the side looking down the coastline. That's obvious. That's obviously a drone shot.
Yeah.
And is the one of the ocean a drone shot, or did you do that with your camera?
The one of the ocean is a drone shot as well.
Is the road a drone shot?
The road is not a drone shot. That's with my zoom lens. The drone, it's another form of photography. I think I still have to figure out all of the capabilities it has. I mean, I'm still trying to understand it. Still trying to I just learned how to fly it like really well. So now I gotta learn how to do it manually and try to do like a long exposure on the drone, or try to do it's really good for video. So to try to do like more video content, just to get familiar with Premiere Pro, just expand my palette a little bit, so it's not just me pointing and shooting the camera. But yeah, I used some of the money I earned from my photography shoots to buy that drone, and now I've saved up enough to get the R6.
It sounds to me like you're more of a professional than even I am. I've had 2 or 3 gigs, I think, that paid.
Yeah.
And most of what I do a lot of photography, but most of what I do is unpaid. So good for you getting paid.
Yeah, no, one of my friends, she called me the worst businessman possible, because I love to do photos for free, because in my mind it's not work, it's fun for me, taking photos and editing them. So she gets on me a lot for not charging, but I think now I think at least for graduation I'll charge.
Do you look up to anybody?
Of course. In regards to running, it's obviously Giannis. He was the one who kind of showed me the way. I think that's going to be a common answer for a lot of these people that you interview. Giannis is one of those guys that a lot of us look up to just because of his, I think more than anything, he's fast. I mean, we all know that. But the person he is just makes it that much easier to like him and want to learn from him. He's one of the most humble guys I've ever met. So it's really hard to, because honestly, when my fear was disappointing him instead of making him mad, it was like I should have done a little extra for coach. I should have done should have pushed a little harder here just so that he was a little bit more proud. It's he's definitely the runner that I look up to. But I think as for anyone else, I think it's definitely my parents, both of them. My dad is the one who pushed me into running, believe it or not. I was a basketball guy through and through, but 8th grade he said just do one race for me, please, and just see how it goes. And I ended up winning by a landslide, and I was like, hey, I kind of like this feeling. So then one race turned into 2 races, 2 races turned into 3 races, and I just wouldn't lose until I eventually did. But I didn't want to give up that feeling of winning, and I have him to thank for it. And my mom has always been my biggest supporter, no matter what I do. If I wanted to quit school and be a photographer, I'm sure she'd be on board. But
there's not enough money in it, man.
Yeah, there isn't, absolutely not. But she's always supportive. She's my rocks. Those 2 definitely are people that I look up to.
This killed photography.
It did, and AI.
And as far as disappointing Coach Johannes or Coach Johannes getting mad, can Coach Johannes get mad? I don't think that's even possible.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what I said earlier, like he's one of the most level-headed guys that you'll ever meet. So maybe not getting mad, but I definitely wanted to make him proud. Every race I wanted to make him proud. When I feel like I didn't do that, I feel like I could give a little bit more out. That I remember that the next race, and I would go out and give it that much more the next race. He's just so special, and I don't think he knows how special he is, and he doesn't like to take the credit, even though he is probably the most deserving. He's just one of those guys that I think will be a lifelong friend and mentor for me, and I'm happy to call him that. It's a good bond, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. He's our family's lifelong friend as well. All right, well, that's all we have for now from Sahil Raj. He's a family friend. He was the first runner in recent history to lead MHS in the charge. That was 6 years ago. The guy is really something else. He's a successful runner for USF, and he's a successful photographer on top of that. He takes beautiful pictures, has great pictures from the perspective of a drone, and he's more of a professional than I am. So thank you so much for being on the Handoff. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, see ya.
See ya. Thanks.